Yeah, okay.
As usual, our convos are so long, we have to stop to have a little bit of food. Not a little bit, to have some good meals.
Some good meals.
Yeah. Okay, let's not even waste time. Let's jump back into this tour. I love this conversation because I feel this one, artists from across Africa can watch it to learn from you how to do a European tour. And by European tour, I mean, I'm not talking about going to your natives there. So if you're Ugandan, going to Ugandans. If you're Kenyans, going to tour for the Kenyans.
Honestly, actually, I've never done one of those. I've never performed like to a Kenyan audience abroad. There may be some Kenyans in the audience, but I've never gone like a Kenyan promoter has called me.
Do you know how I know? Because of this comment right here. This guy is a guy who came for your Swiss show.
Yeah.
In fact, that comment, check out this comment. And the guy says how they were the only Kenyans there.
Yeah.
Not that there's anything wrong. In fact, I believe that's a great thing to do.
Yeah.
Take home to guys who are not home. But I know a lot of Kenyans or a lot of Africans have not penetrated other markets. And that's what you've just been telling us you're doing in this tour. Anyway, enough of my talking. Let me ask you, what would you say were super highs, but also super lows in this whole touring? Yeah.
So the lows, I think first it's just the physical toll it takes on your body, being in a car for X number of hours, sleeping for X number of hours, being on stage, being physically on top of things, being away from home for extended periods, not feeling like it's like you're missing out on life, so many things. And I remember in 2019, we had quite a bit of loss in our family. We had deaths. There was moments of people's lives that I missed. And that feeling for me to have this part of my life, I have to be away and almost disconnected from the other part of my life. And there's something it does on your mind. There's, that you're just physically, emotionally. I'd say then there's also just like real things that, happen on tour, like the van gets spoiled. And this is going to be home for the next few weeks. That's our van. Hi, Greg. But I can't see your face. Hi. It's the tour van for the summer?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. So now the van is spoiled and you're on the side of the road and you have to enter this like boat thing that is going to get you to the Netherlands. I think we're either going to the Netherlands or we're going to England. I can't remember which of the two. Then our van has stalled on the side of the road and we don't know how to like make it work. And if you miss, then you miss.
Yeah.
So yeah, those moments were low. It's time for sound check, but at night I wasn't sleeping well. I was stressed or I was too tired to sleep. So now you're trying to catch naps before your sound check. You're not in a good mood. You have to be in a good mood because you're a band. So there are moments like that where it's really tough. And then also like that, I was saying the emotional swisso of like we just performed to like 5,000 people. Now we're in a club and today's club has 205 people. And there's nothing wrong. It's just like maybe we shouldn't have picked this gig because for the value that we're putting out is greater than the value we're getting in. The only value we are receiving here, let's say, is money. So having those moments.
And let me ask, you were gone for 2019?
A lot of 2019.
So like
the whole summer. 2019 I traveled a lot. The winter, I was back in the winter twice. There was a lot of touring in 2019. Yeah, I'd go.
So it's not that you're coming back to Kenya, you're going back again?
No. So you're gone for blocks of time.
It's that what you're calling chatting that tour pass?
Yeah. So
when you
for
leave,
a block
you
of
leave.
time. Yeah. So that's, and for me, really feeling like I'm missing out on my other life on home. That was a bit hard, quite hard. The upsides, of course, it's like new audiences, selling out your merch, needing to replenish your merch. making connections with people in the audience who didn't get a chance to say hi to you, so then now they're just DMing you, watching your like listenership on Spotify like doubling per day as you're going through like the tour, like the numbers increasing. So there are those moments. We did a lot of beautiful festivals in the summer. I guess I would say the one that a lot of people here, and by here I mean home, saw was Viacharu. So Viacharu is the biggest festival in France. There are 50,000.
It's like the blankets of France.
No, but like really, bro. There are 50,000 guys who come a day. You know what I mean? Like,
what?
That's another kind of level.
Okay, the blankets 10th anniversary then.
So Viacharu was, and we were playing main stage. And so main stage was Ben Harper, David Guetta, Black Eyed Peas, and Muthoni Drummer Queen.
What? Chile, I'm honored to be here with you. That's insane.
And so also I think it's important I say when you play main stage.
No, it's important to say you made it.
No, not yet. Bado tujafika. But when you play main stage, there's no opening act. It's just when you're scheduled on main stage. There's no, you are all headliners. So it's just, we have 4 headliners. That's the main stage. So they play at different times. So we were the first ones to play. So it was us, then Black Eyed Peas, then Ben Harper, then David Guetta. And of course, the shows are not necessarily, I don't know if the shows are back to back, because the other stages are also running programming.
Yeah.
So I don't remember the part. What I do remember is, I don't think I had understood. I am sure I did not know we were playing main stage at Viacharu. See now, as I've told you, now it's just actually, it's just like today you're somewhere, tomorrow you're somewhere, I'm just somewhere. So I knew that we were playing with Akina Black Eyed Peas. I knew they were playing at the same festival. What I hadn't understood is that we were all on main stage.
What?
Which then means like the main stage artists have the same backstage. So our cabins are next to the Black Eyed Peas cabins. So I was just like, you're lying, God, what do you mean? This is amazing. Are you serious? So we got there, we did our sound check, everything, very professionally run festival, very, very dope. And then it was our turn to play. We were the first ones at like 5, I would say, in the afternoon or something. So, our show is dope. We know what we have to do.
How many guys are in the stage now?
So I think when we started, I would say we were maybe like 10K. Yeah, like maybe when we began our show, we were like at 10, I would say, about 10K. I'm using, maybe even less, let's say between 7 and 10K, but I'm using this estimate from other festivals where you're told, today there's 10K people. So we're like at 7 or 10, so we're like, okay, it's cool. We've done many festivals like this summer, so it's okay. So as we are going, like we're in song number 3, and we're just watching a halaiki of people. Umati wa watu. Right? From the other stages, because so when we were playing, nobody else was playing. So as you're making your way from Costo, that stage that's Upo, so you're making your way to main stage. So I would say by the time we were like their 4th song, Kumekrom, by the time we finished, there were like 25K people.
What?
Bro. At the point at which we were at the 4th song, this audience was lit. They just start, what is it they were doing? It's like, hey, like, this is their who. So after the song, so they wouldn't let us continue for like just 1 minute. They're like losing their minds, and we're just staring at each other. We're like, this is crazy. And anyway, so we finished the show, and I posted it on Instagram because so our
that
booking
even here we received
so our booking agents, they did the was behind us, and it was, I guess when you look at it is when you're like, damn, that's a whole lot of people, and they completely lost their mind. We treated them like Yahoo, you know, it's amazing. We finished the show perfect. The whole crew comes when we finish our show. We normally do I introduce the whole crew, sound lights, our stage. We take a bow and we leave the stage.
Kenya in the house.
So as we leave the stage, now to go to backstage, all the people who are working at the gig, everyone who's working backstage, all the tech, all of the tech, all of the Black Eyed Peas, like the managers, the road managers, the studio engineers, the whole tech, everybody made this path for us and gave us an ovation.
What? We're gonna go Matthias.
So we walked through. Yeah, I have. Yeah, maybe I'll share that video with you. That was very emotional. That was very, very, very emotional. There was just a sense. There was a great degree of accomplishment for the whole team, for GR Hook, myself, for the Swiss team. It was such a gratifying moment, you know, like all the things that you have done to get here, and then to be received with so much love and enjoyment. Like, guys thoroughly enjoyed it. And then to have like the whole Black Eyed Peas team just being like, that was an incredible show. You guys are so dope. Everything about that show was amazing. So like,
So they saw you?
Yeah, they saw us. They watched the show. So then now afterwards, so then we watched the show. As artists, you could go upstairs somewhere on the stage and watch the Black Eyed Peas show. And for me, this was I was having such a, remember my conversation with Shafi how many years ago about Black Eyed Peas and Muthoni. So I was really I'm such a BEP fan. I know all the music. So watching that and then watching the audience, by now that time the audience had swelled to its capacity of like 50,000, like watching mosh pits in a festival. I'm like, this is how guys die. I'm just like, guys, there's so many things. It's hard to explain it when you're just seeing the scale of it, watching that success. Then now when we went out into the audience, so we could just see what it looked like. I was like, oh, that's how they were seeing us. Okay, this is why they were losing their minds, you know, like the screen operation, the volume of just like the magnitude of it all. Then now when we went backstage, because we're next door to each other, the Black Eyed Peas were like, yeah, come. We could, so of course now there's many people, so it's, you also have to be a bit respectful. See, when you're an artist, I know how it feels like when you come off the stage and you just want to chill. And then the tour manager's like, you're very dope, come. So then our whole crew, we just hung out, we talked like at length about being musicians, Nairobi, everything.
And was Faggy even in there? Was it Black Eyed Peas?
No, so Faggy is no longer in Black Eyed Peas. She hasn't been in Black Eyed Peas for some years now. So it's the guys, and they were on tour with another very lovely singer. Okay. And she's quite dope. She has her own career. They are, I guess, developing her as a career. But yeah, and so that for me, so it's very dope, right? And my best friends for years, my friend Janet, she'd come to this butt crack of France, like it's in Costeau of France, to make sure she was there. So she was the one, of course I'd forgotten anything like a phone. What is a phone? So Janet was just the one who was there. Me, I'm gonna remember this memory for you. I'm gonna make sure I film it. So there's stuff that even I look at and I just get like goosebumps. The connections were very pure. Our plugs in the States were already talking to the Black Eyed Peas manager in like real time. So it was there was just a moment of like artist to artist. Yeah. This is dope. You are dope. That was very dope.
I saw you with a picture holding sheet.
So now later, exactly. So now later when I was looking at the photos that my friend had taken, and I'm like, oh my God, you caught all the moments. You remember when I was telling him about like, there's this place in Nairobi. She come for a festival. He's like, so then are you gonna make it happen? Are we just talking?
You're the bomb. You know it.
All I know is
It was quite dope. It was quite dope. Will.i.am, that was really... it was very nice.
Let me tell you, I can imagine how dope it was for you, because just for me, from my perspective, I'm just like, episode 1 the other day, you're talking about being on stage at Saints.
Yeah.
And then you're talking about being kicked off Uko TPF. And you're talking about, like when I see this journey.
Exchanging music with Will.i.am.
Yeah. On like come from, it's so wonderful. Like, these are the moments that I love the Playhouse. Even though we're on episode, I don't even know, 20, whatever.
Yes. Episode
but
a
then
lot.
Hearing this, it makes me say, none of that was
not in vain. That's what I mean. That day was very gratifying all round. It was a very gratifying moment as an artist. And I mean, the festival was very A1. Everything about the festival was amazing. But that artistic moment of just we really are stadium artists. We're on the same stage. We really are. I'm not opening for you, and I'm here because of the work that Greg, Hook, and I have done, but also because of the effort that Greg and Hook have made sure to make this thing translate. So that was very dope. Then we posted it. I posted it, and the way you just post, like, whatever festival, you don't have great network, whatever, you don't think much about it. I don't know who I sent it to. Maybe I think I sent it like a few homies on WhatsApp, like, oh my God, like, check this video for today's show, was so amazing. So several hours later, when we're like wherever we slept the next day, when you've woken up at breakfast, when you're checking using the internet of the hotel, is when I see that it's everywhere.
Exactly.
And like, people are like commenting, hey, Kenya to the world. Oh my God, you're making Kenya so proud. I'm like, sorry. Msiniambiange vitu kama hizo kwa comments zangu tafadhali. Don't ever tell me such things. I was like, I'm so sorry. I feel so confused here. What do you mean? What do you mean? 98% of you who are in these comments don't give a damn about me. You don't care about my journey. You don't even care about this achievement. You know what's impressing you? That there's a bunch of white people who are bowing to this MDQ project. So the whiteness of it all is what is impressing you. That, manze ude, mpaka amenda huku majuu, manze ona venye paka awazungu wote wanamtii. If you think I'm joking, just go and read the comments in that post on Instagram. So many people were enamored with the idea that, so for them, success is, yani Muthoni siku hizi mpaka hata we si local, unaendanga huko majuu, unaimbia walami. Artists, my peers. That is the thing that was impressing you, that there's white people who like my stuff, and I'm just like, the colonialism of it all, the lack of self-worth for yourself of it all, that now that because I have been validated by white people, so now I'm worth something to you. I'm so sorry for you. This thing has always been available for you, but it's not acceptable for you, because I'm not playing to you as the audience. I'm making music and I'm asking you to come on the journey. So now what you're saying, even now, it's not the music that you care about. It's not that now you're like, damn, hey, Muthoni's catalog, let's go listen to some music. Hii ni gumzo mtani, unaona venye Muthoni ametesa mpaka huko kwa lami. Stop it. Stop it. Step 1, stop it. Step 2, it is our effort and our our energy and the love of the people who believe in us that got us there. So the thing that I was celebrating was our journey means something, and by doing this, there are others who can know that their journey is also worthwhile, and whatever your dream is, you can achieve it, right? It was a dream for us to be able to make music and to tour. Now we are making music and touring, and this is just one of 40-something shows we've done this year, which tells me you're not even plugged on my journey. The thing here that is impressing you is you're seeing 20-something thousand white people saying, that's what's impressing you. So that really made me feel some type of way. Kenya to the world. I'm like, I don't know about that, bro. Stop it. Step 1, stop it.
Amanda, make some noise like a million. Amanda, make some noise like a million. Can't stop, won't stop, with a million. Can't stop, won't stop, with a million. Hey.
And Yeah, a long time. I didn't know what to do with the comments on that. I wanted to like inbox everyone and tell them stop it. Also, you don't give a shit about me. You're not my fan. Stop it. You don't care. You don't care. You should maintain the same energy. All these years you don't give a shit about me. Bro, maintain the same energy. Just maintain the same energy. Be consistent with your life. Don't be over here deriding now that you're seeing that our project is going somewhere. And also by the point you're seeing that our project is going somewhere, umesha late. By the time you're seeing this, it's too late. We've been on this thing. We've been on it. Those experiences that I've had. Really, there's so many times I'm talking with Blinken. I'm like, you're the only person I can talk to about these experiences. You're the only other person I know who's had this experience like I have had. You're touring, you're in new places, you're the African who doesn't sound like the Africans that they're used to seeing. Because also Europe has a lot of world music. Remember I talked about this? A lot of world music, a lot of the understanding. France particularly is from Francophone Africa.
Yep.
So they've seen Mali, they've seen Benin, they've seen Senegal. So now you've come, when is style ingine? You don't speak French, you're doing this thing, you're singing, you're rapping, you're drumming, it's funky, it's hip hop, it's soul, it's blues. So even for the audience, I am not the stereotype of what African music should be, right?
You're pioneering.
Even for them,
even in this
stage, I am pioneering. So I am not the African that you expect to see. And then in places where they're like, yeah, but we now know this African music. I'm like, no, you know Afrobeats, bro, which is dope. You know a lot of it, right? As we come from East Africa, it's a whole other thing.
Yo, I didn't think of it from
Africa
that perspective.
is not this one homogeneous. So I'm not here shakuing. So even for that audience, even us, we're breaking the mold of what is this thing called? What is a young African? Forget young. What is an African? What is an African artist? So even in those spaces, we are breaking the mold. I remember there's a festival we did.
That is too powerful. Like, you know, you Chileani, we have run out of trees.
We've run out. But MPESA itambe bwana. Nitembeleni kwa MPESA bwana.
So firstly, what you've said is it's painful. And I apologize on behalf of myself and many other Africans. Because to be honest, I was one of the guys in the comments, I'm just like, yo, Chile has made it. You get?
I'm like, where you been, bro?
But I mean, the reason you're on Playhouse is because at least me.
Indeed. Angalau, you followed through.
Kuna venye.
Fully appreciated.
But I wanted to understand you. But what you're saying is true. That is so sad that a lot of people were there for that moment of the thousands of people in the fans and didn't bother to go back to your catalog. And
even it's like, it was content.
Or didn't even bother to continue with you.
It was content. Or even ask, it's nothing. It's nothing. It's actually nothing. Ulikuwa tu unapita njia kwa Instagram.
Yeah.
Ama kwa WhatsApp. Wale watu ambao wamekuwa na sisi, who are proud of us for the real reasons, the ones who are part of the journey, the ones who are like supportive of the journey, have shared with you to be like, yo, check our girl winning. Wamejingiza kwa story. I'm not your girl and you don't care about the winning, but in this moment you're like, checky manzi, checky.
And don't even throw that Kenya to the world.
Do not.
Don't you dare throw that Kenya.
Excuse me, have we just had a discussion about how Kenya told me about who I am? So to me, but I also think about what the Christ said, you know, like happy are those who believed without seeing, you know? Because so many people, that was a moment at which they're like, oh, so this Muthoni babe, so even my peers, artists in this industry, people, marketing managers, so this Muthoni babe. And I'm like, yeah, bro, I've been. But thank you welcome to the journey. I've been, sikukatazi, karibu. But I would like for you to examine why this is the thing that is impressing you. I really want you to sit with yourself and unpack your own colonization. Just unpack for yourself that thing. Just unpack it kindly, okay? And ask yourself why I had to be validated by a bunch of humans in France for you to think that I am worthy of your attention. You just unpack that for yourself, please. There, sitting. I'm not helping you. That's your labor. That's your emotional labor. So...
Yo, hold on. Man. I can also... There's two aspects to this story. One, there's this whole people who you're performing to and the journey that it has taken for you to get there. That's one perspective of it. Number two, it's like, come on, you are on the same stage as Black Eyed Peas as equals. Understand how many other black or musicians or French musicians or, European musicians want to be on that main stage.
That's same. So
David, we haven't even mentioned that David Guetta was
we
on that
haven't even
stage.
gotten to David Guetta's
Please,
part.
Tamarari.
So we couldn't even use the screens because the screens belonged to David Guetta, and then we had good visuals.
So you're doing this without even the screens.
Yeah, this is just our light. And with it, now during the day, you can't even use your lighting as efficiently as possible. Na show ilitesa.
We're moving. We're just moving through this convo.
Yeah, I should also say we felt extremely privileged by that moment, because it was clear, even in our minds, we're like, a French artist could have been the one who was on this night, because that was the last night of the festival. So it was the biggest night of the festival. Earlier in the week, Aya Nakamura, for example, she was on that stage. She was the one who was playing that headline stage. Right? So it was not that akukwa na wasanii wakubwa wa France wangepewa hiyo stage. But the programmer had watched us performing somewhere else, at Trans Musical, and was like, I need that show. Bring that show here.
Yeah.
So there was a lot of things that went into that moment for us as artists, and that was why it felt almost insulting when you're just over there coming into the comments to be like, I'm like, stop it. Regardless, we move.
No, but that is a big, for me, it's a big moment because I've heard your story. Again, I'm trying not to just rush over this thing, because I'm just like, it works out. I'm not saying in the end, but at some point. You get, because the end, hey, we've made it very clear. The end. We're beginning.
We are just beginning.
And also, I'm just like,
to quote Nyashinsky, my time in office has just begun.
So I think for me, that's the most exciting bit of all of this. Will.i.am and you had a peer-to-peer conversation, even though if he had caught you during Shafi's days, it would have been a groupie conversation.
Yeah.
You are now ready to have a peer-to-peer conversation with him.
Yeah.
And even you giving him your music, he's seen you on that stage, he's seen you perform.
Yeah. It was valuable. That was valuable.
This is a global artist. So this is what it is saying about you.
Yeah, it was very valuable.
France is just a representation of a country that is outside Africa.
Yeah.
So meaning you can take this to any other country in the world.
And we did. We took it to many places. We went to the Netherlands. There's another show we played in Rotterdam. That was our last show on that festival. That was the day after our car had stalled and we'd been on like... That one was the worst show we played. So we've also been on stage and have an audience member who's like waving his hands frantically so he can be like, you. And you, as on stage, you can only laugh because I'm like, man, bro, I'm so sorry. I'm gonna be here for the next 1 hour. Yeah. If I were you, I would leave. Right? It's not just the highs, you know. That tour it was like that, ups, downs. But all in all, I give thanks because that's something I had always dreamt about, like touring. So now I know no matter how many, and there will be many tours to come, I know what it means to do touring at that very humble, where you're driving yourself thousands of kilometers over the summer, a sweltering summer, like 38 degrees, like... I've had that experience. I now know it can become more comfortable. It's going to be a tour bus. It's going to be jets. It's going to be those things. But I'll never forget that first tour where it was like...
You have the story of our tour van broke down.
Everything. Our tour van broke down. The everything of it all. To a life. Yo. every other day you have to just give thanks. You just have to.
Le problème, regarde, on va
I
regarder
give
ça
thanks.
tout à
I
l'heure.
give
Le
thanks
problème, c'est la circulation à
for this
Montréal.
moment
Si
in
tu rentres
time.
dans Montréal,
When I
c'est moi
listen
qui
to
va perdre une heure.
my own life to
Ben, l'autre
myself,
m'attend là-bas. On va regarder
Like-
voir à quelle heure on va arriver, là, comment va être la route. Là.
I'm just thinking now, like how many capitals I have to go through.
Mais il faut vraiment que
The
j'arrive à une
things,
certaine heure là-bas. parce que
the people I am
tout est,
going to be with, the reasons why I'm going, the places that I am being seen, the people who are seeing me, the love that is being given to me, the care, the detail, the friendships.
Non, ça c'est sûr, je vais essayer, là, mais le problème c'est que
That's my pro scheme.
nous, en bout de ligne là-bas, là, je te disais le nom.
Ouais, bien sûr, après ça
Shit is
impacte
divine.
sur beaucoup.
I'm right on time,
Ouais,
bien
right
sûr.
on time for my life, and I'm grateful for that shit. Feels good to be
Mais il n'y a rien à partir de.
Yeah.
This is really
That
cool.
was dope. 2019, so there was touring. 2019 is also when I became a TED fellow.
Okay, we're entering the TED Fellows, but if you clicked on this video because of the Black Eyed Peas clickbait,
Black Eyed Peas and touring.
oh, yes, Tawadali, please go back to episode 1. Okay, so let me ask, what is happening in Blankets in this time?
In 2019,
Yeah, because you were in there. Or were you there?
did we even talk about? No,
20
bro, we are back at 2018.
Okay,
So
book is-
sorry, it is because I slid into touring.
Okay, so-
coming out of 2018,
Okay.
she transmusical and then touring. So that's one thought. Now let us go back to 2018. Zoom. Okay, so 2018.